congratulations. What was this whole ordeal like for you? How much did it weigh on you over these last few months?
Thank you. A bunch, but feeling good right now. Feeling light now.
Brandon, why did it take so long? It was laborious and it was tough to cover from this side. Why did it take so long from your perspective?
Just trying to make sure we got to the right spot. Just trying to make sure that everything was covered and make sure that we were good on both sides.
Was there ever a time in this that you thought you were going to be playing somewhere else? And if so?
I don't think there was times where I had to kind of, get my mind right for that being a possibility. Yeah.
How do you go about getting your mind right in that situation? What do you mean by that?
Just being open to whatever it may be.
But ultimately, you wanted to stay here. Like, how much was that kind of the driving force between, getting it done?
Yeah, it's easy to say that now. Ultimately, yeah. I want to be in this position right here that I'm in right now, standing here, talking to y'all. But like I said, every day was different. It's negotiation. Every day is different, and just following my heart and myself in each day, and that led to here today.
Seemed like there was no progress.
This is part of the game, right? But all through preseason, Debo kind of came in and said that he was always trying to talk to you through this. He'd been through the process himself. How did that kind of help you over the time in the course of contract negotiations, and then now to be back in the locker room with your guys? How has that chemistry been?
Yeah, I talked to George. I talked to Bosa a lot. I talked to Debo a lot. Just trying to figure out certain things, get their feel for certain things, and just being able to talk with them through the process was huge. But also just being able to see them, be around them every single day. For now, just inserting myself right back in.
It seemed like there was no progress for months and months and months. What do you think pushed this over the finish line?
Like Kyle says, two sides wanting to get it done.
In terms of conditioning, stamina, and just being ready to play Monday against the Jets?
Ready to go.
Is there anything you would, it obviously worked out, but is there anything you would tell yourself, something that you know now that you maybe didn't know months ago when this all began?
No, not right now. Not right now. But maybe the next time around, I'll have some advice for myself down the road.
I assume maybe if you just kind of kept quiet, maybe you plan on your fifth-year option. Did you kind of understand you might have to be a squeaky wheel, stir things up maybe just a little in order to kind of get some momentum and movement in this?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a squeaky wheel that has to be silent sometimes. Know when to squeak. Just that whole balance. But yeah.
How did you strike that balance, you think?
Just leaning on my faith. Just like I said, following my heart. Certain days, just being who I am, being true to myself.
You've obviously known Ricky for quite some time. What was it like, the high of Thursday and Friday, and then with what happened to Ricky in the city?
Yeah, that was a very traumatic experience for all involved. Just super happy that he's alive. We're able to see him and talk to him. But definitely not the news I was looking forward to on that day. But by the grace of God, he's still here with us. And we're praying for him. We love him. And just wishing him a speedy recovery.
What was it like at the party when he was able to FaceTime with you guys?
I wasn't there at that point, so I didn't get to talk to him on FaceTime. I got to talk to John earlier that day. John was with them, but I missed the FaceTime.
You're just coming back in, or started practicing again. Trent just came in. Obviously, what happened with Ricky is going to make a lot of people think about some things. We got the regular season coming up. Is this team mentally? Are you there? Are you ready to jump off right away into this season?
I guess we'll see.
Kind of follow up on what he just asked. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you got engaged recently.
Yes, ma'am.
So being that took place throughout this process, you got a contract behind you. Do you feel like, it's a high time to go into week one against a big team and with a lot of hype around that game? How do you kind of feel going into it?
Yeah, I feel like that kind of goes into your question too. I feel light. I feel like I said, I feel light. I feel more ready than if it didn't go out this way. So I'm super excited, feeling fresh, feeling renewed, coming with new energy. So just excited to play football again.
Brandon, what do you think of the matchup Monday night with Sauce? That should be a hell of a matchup.
Yeah, they got some good DBs. They got a lot of guys that we know. We know Sala. We know JK over there. We're familiar with their scheme, so it's going to be a good matchup.
When you go through a negotiation like this, it's easy to just look at it and say, just take the most money. How much did you have to kind of, dial back yourself, say, hey, it's not just about the money, it's about situation and long-term and a quarterback, all that kind of stuff. Like, how did you kind of, factor in all the various things that go into it?
I think I just had a feel for what I wanted, not just in terms of money, but in all those teams that you said. And ultimately, I wanted to be here, and I ended up being here. So I'm happy. I'm good. I'm happy. I'm ready to go.
Brandon, congrats first off on the new contract. Did this process get more difficult as all of these other wide receivers were inking deals that were seemingly resetting the market?
I don't think more difficult. I wouldn't say more difficult because, my dialogue was with the team and theirs was with me. So early on, maybe you could say it kind of played a part, but as we got deeper into the off season, we knew where we were at. Both sides knew where we were at, and it was just a matter of getting there.
Was the holding, the process of being here every day while all of that was going on? Trent was holding out, and then I guess, did you even technically hold out with skipping those practices? How weird was that process, being around while also negotiating this deal simultaneously?
It was tough. That was probably the hardest part about the whole thing, just because at that point, you got the rest of the team involved. I'm here every single day. They're suiting up, getting ready to go out to practice, and I'm not. So that was the hard part. But on that same tone, I was able to be in meetings, be able to go through all the stuff that they got to go through, and kind of still be involved. Get used to being here in the morning, be used to being here all day, having the treatment, having everything I need. So it was a little awkward, but I think it worked out how it needed to.
Last Wednesday before John and Kyle didn't expect you to be at practice, that they were sounding very frustrated. But John said at that time that, once things get done, it's like kind of everything is forgotten. I don't know if you felt any bruised feelings during this time, but is it true? Like, once everything's done, you're like, I love you all?
I think I'm not gonna lie, I made it a little bit more difficult than it needed to at the end. But yeah, it was like that I'm not gonna say the whole entire time, but for about the past month, I think we were pretty good. Yeah.
Do you feel more pressure on you after inking a deal like this to perform better or to change anything?
Obviously, yes, but that was the reason why I wanted to get paid in such a manner, because that's the type of player I believe I am, and that's the player I want to continue to be, and that's the player that I strive to be. So I think it's more so putting that pressure on myself, and 4 pockets full.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all.